Hi, I'm Darius Chinoy, a part-time actor, full-time overthinker, and newly certified translator for the Ministry of Linguistic Confusion. Welcome to this week's episode of Uncommon Sense. Before I begin, I would like to request all of you wonderful viewers to kindly like, share, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Folks, our country has achieved the impossible. We're fighting over languages. Forget about poverty, unemployment, or potholes large enough to swallow a Mahindra Scorpio. The real national emergency right now is Kaunsi bhasha bolni chahiye, bhai. So the Home Minister of India, who I'm convinced graduated from the University of Byju's, at a press conference recently said, हम सब के जीवन में इस देश में अंग्रेजी बोलने वालों को शर्म आएगी. Now, sir, why would you go and make a statement like that? His colleague is the Minister of External Affairs, who speaks majorly in English, and he has a Japanese spouse. That makes her, as per Indian tradition, is Desh ki Bahu. And you're saying that she would be ashamed at speaking in English in India? I'm born and raised in India. My dear sir, will never be ashamed of speaking in English. By the way, I would like to point out that you have a terrible switch problem while speaking in Hindi. So please work on your pronunciation in Hindi. The central government goes, let's have a 3-language formula. One regional language, one Hindi, one English. Because obviously, the only thing stopping India from becoming a superpower is trilingual kindergartners. The ridiculousness. Maharashtra goes, I shapat, amchevar Hindi lado denar nahi. Meanwhile, 30% of Bombay is already speaking Bombaya Hindi that even Shashi Tharoor can't understand while proposing to his lady loves. Example, ye mast item, apan ko line degi kya? Tamil Nadu says, Hindi no, only Tamil and English. Meanwhile, Rajnikant's movies are dubbed in every Indian language, including Malayalam, Bhojpuri, and probably Klingon. At this point, even aliens are watching Shivaji the Boss with subtitles. And Karnataka, oh Karnataka, they passed a rule that if you file a government document not in Kannada, they will toss it back at you faster than a dosa from an Udupi waiter. Bro, half your IT crowd can't even type Kannada on a keyboard. And let's be honest, even most politicians who have erectile dysfunction across the cow belt watch pornography in English. And all this while, English sits in the corner like, hi guys, I'm literally the second most spoken language in the world after Mandarin. Even Donald Trump doesn't even speak me correctly. But here I am, solving global trade deals, writing your software code, and letting you stalk your exes on social media like Instagram, Facebook, Tinder, and LinkedIn, etc., etc. Look, I get it. We should preserve and protect our mother tongues. But English isn't just a language. It's the global default setting. Diplomacy is done in English. Business is done in English. Science papers, English. How would you know which Korean drama to cry over? The subtitles are in English. Even the Mangalyaan mission tweets in English. Mars aliens are probably like, who's ISRO? And why do they keep DMing us in English? Send us Poonam Pandey's pictures, not coordinates. Imagine this entire language fiasco playing out in a zoo. Picture this. All the politicians in power are wild asses. And not just any wild ass. These are the distant cousins of our neighborhood donkey, which means naturally wild asses bray with a slightly Dilliwala accent. So now, these asses in power decide from today it's mandatory for all chimpanzees, baboons and orangutans to learn how to bray. In addition to the way they scream. And not just the primates. They also order all the lions, tigers and leopards to learn braying on the top of their roar, which is their mother tongue. Imagine it. A lion tries roaring but ends up yelling, "Brai Paji." Tigers look confused, practicing Punjabi tongue rolls between growls. The leopard's brain sounds like a drunk auto driver asking for change. And it doesn't stop there. These wild asses even make it mandatory for all the farm animals, the hens braying, the roosters braying, sheep, ducks, goats, all braying. Imagine a whole barnyard yelling, "Bray vire." That's not multilingualism, that's a mass identity crisis. And that, my friends, makes about as much sense as turning kindergarten into a United Nations conference. Because when wild asses run the zoo, everybody eventually ends up braying. In the end, the zoo management created the 8th schedule, legitimizing some of the languages below. The cats meow, the cows moo, the horses neigh, the pigs oink, the wild boars oink, the hen cluck, and so on and so forth. Eventually, that is how the zoo and the jungle settled this language problem. See, that's what India looks like right now. We're basically a zoo, except instead of the animals, it's the politicians who are barking. Meri bhasha bolna varna. Here's the thing. Languages should unite, not divide. Yes, protect and preserve your mother tongue. But don't let it become a political sword, because the moment we weaponize a language, we're not preserving culture. We're just becoming animals hissing at each other across linguistic cages. So dear central government, if you really want to save India, fix inflation, fix unemployment, and for God's sake, stop trying to turn kindergarten into a United Nations conference again. Because if this keeps up, even the zoo will look more organized than our parliament. This was Uncommon Sense, because sometimes it takes uncommon sense to survive this country's common nonsense. Namaste, shukriya, thank you. And in case the center is watching, merci beaucoup.